Now, are they really teaching you or just keeping you entertained? And this is today's discussion. Now, I need you to understand that you are not confused, but rather you're being distracted. Let's just keep it real. You don't feel like, you know, you're stuck or like you're not growing or like you're, running in place, not getting anywhere because of the fact that either because of the fact that you're lazy or because of the fact that you're incapable. This isn't the situation. Because if that was the situation, you wouldn't be here. But rather, I'm letting you know now you feel stuck like this. You feel like you're not going anywhere. Because the reality of the fact is that you're being pulled in a million different directions by a million different voices. And each of these voices sounds helpful. They sound like they want the best for you. They sound like they want you to be the successful person that you want to be in all aspects of your life. But you'll notice that they're not helping you get there. And a lot of this is due to the problem of social media and all of the rest of that. Today, almost everybody's logged into the internet. Everyone's online and they all have something to say about Islam, about life, about wealth, about health, and even they promise, okay, listen, I'm going to help you to, move forward. I'm going to help you level up. But I want you to ask yourself, how many of them have ever helped you make any type of steps towards making this progress? Are they doing this or are they just keeping you entertained, doing the song and dance for you to keep you engaged? Yes, some of these people are funny. As we used to say back in the day, yeah, he believes that he's the Muslim Chris Rock. Or some of them are very smart. And some of them even sound deep when they speak. They sound like they're dropping gems, or they're dropping jewels, or as we used to say, spitting gold. But if you really take a close look, you'll notice something. That with a lot of them, even with all of the kalam or all of the talk that they're spitting out, you'll notice that you're probably in the same place that you were 6 months ago, making the same statements, spitting the same rhetoric, doing the same exact thing. There hasn't been any growth. Even with all of this so-called information and advice and nasiha and what we call dawah. Again, I'll return back to what I said from the beginning. Is it teaching or is it keeping you entertained? But I don't want to get stuck right there. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that you got out of all of these months? And when you see it's very little to nothing, or we say next to nothing, then you ask yourself, what did they get? You look up and they have thousands more followers. You look on their social media, they have thousands of more likes. And a lot of them have a lot more money. Because making social media content, it pays these days. So they're doing all of this. Are they helping themselves or are they helping you? And I'm not throwing shade at anyone. I'm trying to help you understand how you can get real benefit. How to gauge what's beneficial to you and what's beneficial to the one that is supposed to be helping you. Right? So I don't want to hear anybody say, okay, well, Abdul Latif's throwing hate in the game and all of the rest of that. Y'all can keep those comments. Well, it doesn't matter. If y'all, that's y'all opinion, that's y'all opinion. It's y'all law. We're not looking for an echo chamber. But think about what I'm saying because it's the truth. So the question that I want you to ask yourself is not just, okay, what are you learning from these individuals? But what you really need to sit down and think about is who is it that you're allowing to shape you and the way that you see things. Now you may be sitting back saying, okay, well, why is this important? Abdul Latif, why are you bringing this up today? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down into three different aspects for you to make it crystal clear. And then you'll understand why. Because this affects you on one, the first thing is a personal level. Two, it affects us on a communal level. And three, it directly affects your future. And I'll explain more about what I mean when I get there. All right? So these are the three aspects that we're going to discuss. All right? So the first one, as I said, is on a personal level. You have to realize that your time is not replaceable. You only have a certain amount of time. You only get a certain amount of hours in a day. You only have so many days in a week. And you only have so many chances to build your life, your character, and your deen. If you're spending all of your time consuming content that makes you feel good, puts that smile on your face, but it doesn't help you to be a better you, then you have to realize that you're wasting more than just time. You're wasting potential. And that should bother you. Where you could be moving forward in life, making progress for yourself and everyone around you, you're allowing yourself to be distracted by individuals whom I'm not going to say that they don't have your best interests at heart, but may not know how to give it to you. At some point in time, you have to stop blaming them and understand that these are decisions that you're allowing to make happen. And if you didn't realize it before, after this video, now you can sit down, think about what's going on, and make the proper changes. The second part that I wanted to talk about, or the second aspect, is on the communal level. You have to understand that our ummah, especially over there in the West, right now I'm over here in Cairo, Egypt, but especially in the West, and actually it even is true for the Muslim countries. Our ummah is being flooded with online content. We got all types of dawah pages. We got all types of reaction videos. We got all types of trending debates. But what about the real tarbiyah, or being raised upon Islam, given those things in which are necessary for an individual to be able to be successful in the deen as well as in the dunya? The reality of it is this is not the type of stuff that's going viral. All the rest of it is. And the problem is we keep watching, and we keep scrolling, and we keep arguing. And the ummah's level of actual Islamic understanding continues to go down further and further and further. And it's not improving. And the third of them is on the future lens. And I said I was going to explain what I mean by this. You have to understand that your children are going to follow your habits. They're going to do what they see you doing. They're going to be who they see you being. So you have to keep in mind, if you're that type of Muslim who sits around and watches every last loud voice that's online yelling and screaming, and get really super hyped off of this person and that person, and what we used to call back in the States, we used to talk about personality worship. But you never take the time to study. What example is it that you're passing off to your children? And if you don't have children, what example are you passing off to the youth in your community? They're going to do what they see you doing. They're going to be what they see you being, especially if they see you as being someone that is successful. What type of a role model are you being towards them? You don't want them to grow up. And it really bothers me, because you see a lot of the youth nowadays, they're doing exactly what we don't want them to do. They're growing up thinking that Islam is about a bunch of sound bites and gaining followers and gaining recognition online. And they don't understand that Islam is all about submission. Islam is about structure. Islam is about growth. Do you really want to be of those people who give them this idea about their deen? Now, these are struggles that, we all live in real life. And you all know them too well. But what I want to do is, I don't want to keep going back and forth about this. So I'm going to say it, I'm going to spell it out for you plainly, because many of us are living in this situation even if we haven't noticed it. Think about the fact that you want to grow. But every time you open your phone, you pick your phone up, you go to open it up, and you get pulled into something new. Another person speaking, another view, or another opinion, another argument. Or you get the notification ring on your phone, tells you, listen, this is a video you must watch. So you start watching it. And you feel, intrigued and inspired and all of the rest of that for a few minutes. But then after a while, you kind of start to tune out a little bit. You get a little overwhelmed because, everybody's going back and forth and you're really not sure what direction to move in and all of the rest of that. Things aren't as clear as you thought they were. And by the end of the video or the conversation, especially nowadays with a lot of these people that do a lot of this refuting one another and all of the rest of that, you start doubting, what's even right anyway? Who should I follow? You know what? This is too much. I'm not doing anything. And then you get stuck and you stay stuck there. So what do? You just keep scrolling on and you watch and you'll comment on stuff, but none of the stuff is beneficial. When the stuff that was supposed to be beneficial had your concentration, your focus, it ran you away to other things. You have to understand that, yes, even though you were watching something Islamic, and even if you changed to something else that is Islamic, you have to understand that none of it is doing you any good if your life isn't changing, if your heart isn't maturing, and if you're not becoming stronger in your religion. And you are the one that has to be the judge of that. You have to say, listen, are these things happening for me? Now, here's a practical solution. You have to understand that you need to guard your mind like you guard your wallet. Think about that for a second. You have to guard your mind in the same way that you guard your wallet. Because the truth is simple. Not everyone talking about Islam is actually teaching it. And not every speaker with a platform, or on a platform, maybe I should say, actually wants you to be successful. Some of them just want your attention. Some of them want your money. Some of them just want to be famous. So what I want to do for you today is to give you a tool to help you get your life on track today. This is a 3-question filter that I want you to start using. All right? Every time you're about to follow someone online or consume their content, I want you to ask yourself 3 things. I said it's a 3-question filter. The first one is, does this person offer something that I actually need right now? Not just something that is exciting or trendy or, some point that I can, or a talking point that I can argue when I get in front of the brothers and the sisters. 2, is what they're teaching structured and actionable, or just hype and general talk? And when I say structured or actionable, I mean, is it something that you could take from that particular thing that you're watching or you're benefiting from and put it into play right now? Or are they just concepts and ideas and, like I just said, hype to get you all riled up inside and not being able to go nowhere and do anything? And the third of these questions is, can I see the real results in my character, in my worship, or my understanding after listening to whatever it is that they're putting out, the content that they've put together? You need to ask yourself these 3 questions, again, before you follow someone or before you consume their content. Now, there are some of you that are going to do this and some of you that aren't. But now you have the information. You have the tool. I've given you a tool so that you can judge and get things online for yourself, for your community, and for your future. Now, once you ask yourself these three questions, if the answer is no to even one of these questions, then maybe, just maybe, the reality is that you're being entertained and not educated. And here's what you need to do instead. You need to study. I mean, seriously, study your religion. You need to get with people who they teach Islam as though it was a responsibility, not as though it was a brand that they're pushing. You need to make sure that you commit to a path and not to a person or a personality. And you need to hold yourself accountable to actually make sure that you grow step by step and not just sit back and consume a bunch of information you can't do anything with. Now, I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time, as I said before, but I do want to hear from you. I want to know, do you realize after watching this video that some of the people that you follow might actually be slowing you down? What is it that helped you see this? What is it that you think helps individuals to actually notice this type of thing? And why do you think that it is so hard for people, even after they see it, to let it go? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear what you have to say, and your experiences and ideas and theories may benefit one of the other readers of the comments or one of the other people that watched the video. And also, I wanted to take a second to invite all of you who are serious about actually learning their religion and leaving behind surface level content and information and actually studying the Deen and its various sciences in a structured way. I wanted to let you know that we built Arabic Virtual Academy for people just like you. This is where we walk you through step by step, through the foundations, and we build you up with clarity, and we hold you accountable. So it's not about the hype. It's not about followers. It's about you becoming the type of Muslim who can lead in your home, your family, and your community. If that's what you're looking for, and you're ready to do the work, then click the link in the comment section below, and we'll get you started. Barakallahu feekum wa jazakumullahu khair. Do not forget to like, comment, and share the video. And do not forget right now to hit the subscribe button. We love y'all, appreciate y'all, and inshallah ta'ala we'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.